What a beautiful day, and here I am trapped in a prison of high XP gains. Machine here. Today I will be showing you a whopping 15 ways of making over 2 million gold per hour, all within arm's reach of most players. That means no tick manipulating blackchins or picking flags with 500 different accounts, or anything that specifically requires gear that costs billions of gold, or PKing. Also note that this video is sort of a sequel to a video I made back in March 2017. Feel free to give that a watch, if you dare. If you go to Callisto, you're probably gonna get killed. While Rune Dragons are about 1 million gold with the Hasta, if you increase your dragon penetration power, at the small cost of 99.99 million gold, it gets bumped up to around 2 million, making them a good AFK way to obtain both GP and the occasional elite clue for all those lazy players who have given up on life and just wanna AFK, or earn some AFK gold on the side while getting 200 mil on your main. Assuming you don't get ravaged by PKers, which is a lot to assume, you can easily make 2 million gold per hour at Vettion. As long as you exploit its poorly written boss mechanics, you should be able to take advantage of its poorly designed drop table as well. At Revenants actually depends on how much you get fucked over by PKers, or if you're the one fucking over PKers. Sometimes it's barely 1 mil, other times it's up to 3. But if you're really dedicated and hold down a clan with a world with a clan or something, you average over 4 mil. It's really chaotic and also really annoying, but it's also quite fun. Commander Zilyana has a chance to drop an item that's worth over 50 million gold. Guess that speaks for itself. Also the porn is good, but don't jerk off to it, otherwise it will affect your RNG.
I just remembered.
Helvete, fan altså! Faen, hun er altså det helt perfekt, altså.
The money gorillas are pretty good, despite the fact that they are locked behind the worst quest in the entire fucking game. Their signature drop, a big almond, is worth a shit ton, and is dropped fairly frequently. Their other signature drops, the ballista pieces, are fucking worthless. You can expect to rake in a fairly consistent amount of gold, well over the 2 mil mark.
You've got gonorrhea.
Fanatic is actually one of the most underrated bosses on the entire fucking game. The drops are really good, the pet is awesome, you can do it or just straight up AFK. It is also a great way to get elite clues, and it's actually my favorite wilderness monster of all of them. It's even more fun than killing Revenants, and I really love Revenants. What really makes it good is the fact that you can escape PKers so easily. They are all really shitty, and all you have to do is run around to a green dragon and punch it right in the face until they fuck off. And it is so easy, and it is just the best.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Springtime fresh, winter white. What could be better?
Man, I really got it.
Slayer helm.
It's like putting a condom on your
Slayer! Extra
Stop Googling all that fucking bullshit on the internet. What you gotta do is Google www.titsassesanddicks.www and really think seriously about fucking yourselves. I'm telling you, Fallout sucks.
We vil now continue with your Armadyl Boss of Runescape shitpost.
I myself don't bother with Armadyl unless I have an Annihilation at hand, but there are very few things that compared to getting a drop worth like 30 million gold, and fairly frequent at that. Or you can get a fucking rune sword drop, and then an Armadyl hilt 5 kills later. The GP an hour really depends, but there's no denying that it's one of the best moneymakers out there. Its biggest issue being the high gear requirements and how fucking boring it is. Even though Vorkath's design has a lot of problems, like it being a massive sponge that only exists to make the value of the Dragon Hunter crossbow go up, it's still a really good and really consistent stream of cash that goes straight into your bank. And it is also one of the most easy bosses you can learn. It's probably so easy that you could learn it during the quest. And you really don't die that often unless you AFK too hard. Not to mention that the gear requirements are really not that steep. You can kill it with a Dragon Hunter crossbow that costs like 100 mil, plus void and some other cheap shit that doesn't really matter. Solvera might be pretty tough to learn, but it is a pretty good reward for those that bother with those stupid elfline quests. And the level, quest and item requirements are really low, so a lot of low ass level players can go and kill Solvera and make way over 2 mil an hour. I might be a little biased when it comes to discussing Cerberus, because I myself have made approximately 5 million gold per hour over the span of 3,500 kills. That's close to 500 million gold from one single boss, and I still don't have the pets. Anyway, 31 to 35k Slayer XP an hour, depending on how bad you are and which guide you use, of course. But the average GP per hour really depends on your primordial crystal. If you get a lot of crystals, you get a lot of money. That's just how it works. I might also be a little bit biased when it comes to discussing Daganoth Kings, as I have over 11,000 combined Daganoth Kings kills. Almost all of the kills were done solo, and almost all of them were pretty profitable. DKs, much like Cerberus, is a pretty simple boss on the surface, but it requires a lot of skill and game knowledge to get those long ass trips. Regardless, once you don't suck, you'll find that DKs is extremely rewarding and extremely fun. If there's ever been a boss that qualifies as boring filler content, it's this one. A boring, massive sponge that shits out full tri-grid gear every kill. Not to mention that all the mechanics are more or less recycled from the place I just talked about, along with a Jad face, of course. Anyway, it's like 5 million gold per hour with the twisted bow, still above the 3 to 4 million mark with the blowpipe. And it only takes a dozen or so kills to learn how to kill this boss properly. Maybe a bit longer if you keep falling asleep while trying to kill it, which I do quite a bit.
Number 1.
Ah yes, the number one moneymaker in the entire game. Need money? Just do Theater of Blood. Need a billion fucking gold? Just do Theater of Blood. Need a college education or a new Fiat? Just do Theater of Blood. Anyway, you get the idea. Even if it's not really that consistent, once you get a single fairly rare drop or split, you're all of a sudden 400 million gold richer, and there's really nothing that can compare, even if it's pretty fucking difficult to learn. To learn it, you have to be a real sweaty son of a bitch. More sweaty than I have ever been in my almost 10,000 hours of playing this game. But it is definitely worth it, since who doesn't want so much money that you don't even know how you can spend it? That's how much you will have if you become really good at Theater of Blood. And that definitely makes it the number one moneymaker in this entire game. So you made it to the end. Congratulations. You're probably one of the very few people who made it this far. But the amount of people is really not that important to me. All that really matters is that I had a lot of fun making this video. And it is probably the longest I've spent making a video in my almost 11 years of nothing but lazy shitposts on this entire website. Because I am actually kinda lazy when it comes to writing and all that type of stuff. I'm just a real lazy guy. But I really wanted to make something that I could look back on fondly, and not just something that I threw together in a single weekend, like that one video from 2017 was. Not to mention that this channel is mostly dead. I have lost a lot of motivation to actually do stuff, so if I am gonna make something, then I feel like it might as well be something that I take my time with and that's actually worthwhile. But with that said, hope you enjoyed and hope you had as much fun watching it as I had making it. Anyway, back to playing RuneScape, I guess. See you guys later.